Right now, we're going to watch a video called WWE Extreme Rules 2021 was stupid. This is from Pllana Productions again. I like this guy's videos. I do agree with him on this. I did think Extreme Rules 2021 was stupid. However, after this, and we're going to talk about during this, I'm sure, 2020 was kind of amazing. It was awful too, but so awful it was kind of good. I want to agree with this guy. I don't want to always hate on Pllana Productions. We're both like wrestling fans, and now I hear he likes AEW. I hear he came around on AEW, now he likes them. To be clear, I think both companies are great. Like, I don't want anybody thinking that I'm just all fucking AEW and I don't like WWE. I don't watch WWE because of shit like this. This is the last thing I watched of WWE was Extreme Rules, and it was awful. To the point where I was like, I can't watch this shit anymore. I really got to check out AEW. I can't watch this crap anymore. This is so bad.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we will be talking about Extreme Rules 2021. It just happened yesterday, and now you need to hear my thoughts because I thought that Extreme Rules was absolutely ridiculous and stupid. And by what part I'm talking about, we all know
there were no Extreme Rules at Extreme Rules. So that's the funniest part, is that it was just rules. There was nothing extreme about the entire night. It was insane. Insane.
It is the main event between Finn Balor, the Demon, and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. These two...
Is that all we're going to talk about here, buddy? I mean, this was the thing to talk about, but the whole night was dumb. Like, it looks like he's going to get into the rest of the night too, but like the whole night was off. But yeah, the main event definitely was the most disappointing part.
Actually started off with a really decently good match. It was really good actually in the beginning. Roman Reigns was looking strong. The Demon was looking strong.
Oh, this is funny as shit. When he hits him with more sticks, on commentary, they actually call this out. And they call it out as, oh, more sticks is going to hurt more. Like, really? Really? Does it? Does like more sticks hurt more? Or does that increase the surface area and hurt less? Like, are we idiots?
They were giving it their all. It really looked like a hard-fought battle that these two guys were going out there and putting everything on the line to become or stay as the Universal Champion. And that's what I like, a physical fight. There was even a point where they went into the crowd and Roman Reigns had to put a mask on. I thought that was pretty cool because obviously...
It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird when they fought their way into the crowd and Roman Reigns put a mask on because Finn didn't. So kind of mixed. I mean, I guess Roman's a little more at risk, but masks don't protect you. They protect other people. And I would assume that Roman is fully vaccinated and tested. And I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's a good sign of our times. I guess now at this point, I put a mask out when I go out. We're in the year 2021 now. COVID's still a thing, unfortunately. And I put a mask on just to signal that I'm not an asshole. And more just like a kind of like, hey, you know, I'm not trying. I still acknowledge that it's a thing. I think it's still a thing. So I put the mask on to kind of just show camaraderie. I know it doesn't protect me. It protects you. And you don't need to be protected from me because I'm fully vaccinated. But hey. You know, I think it's more just, it's weird. It's weird though that, you know, just don't go out in the fucking crowd. Just don't go out in the fucking crowd is better. If you're really concerned about COVID, then you just don't go out in there. I mean, if you look in the background here, nobody's wearing a fucking mask in the crowd. So and I would be more worried about the performers who have to expose themselves to so much other, just stop it. Stop going to crowd.
Roman Reigns needs to protect himself first and foremost.
Well, that's the thing I'm saying. Okay. Oh man. All right. So yeah, he's immunocompromised. He's being as safe as he can. Yes. The mask doesn't protect him. It was a cloth mask. It wasn't an N65. If he put on an N65, then yes, he would be protecting himself a little bit, but it wasn't. It was a cloth mask. It was like a vanity mask. And that'll protect other people from his spit. Which, you know, maybe he's assuming that I don't know. That's why I'm saying it's weird. That's why I'm saying it's weird. It's a better idea just not to go out in the fucking crowd. Just don't go out in the fucking crowd when COVID is still a thing. That would be better for me. I don't know. Fuck it.
WWE does not come first. He does for his family, obviously. But just looking at him with a mask beat up Finn Balor just showed how badass the guy really is. Like, he doesn't even care. Like, if a lot of people complain about having a mask and wearing it for like 40 minutes or whatever, this man did not even care. He was beating up a demon and had no problem. So mad props to him. But outside of that, really,
I like that take on it. I like that take on it that if Roman Reigns, all right, you know, if you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling hog, and Roman Reigns is your boy, and you like to complain a bitch about wearing a mask because it's hot and I don't like the mask on my face, and then Roman Reigns goes out and wrestles a fucking demon with a mask on, maybe you can shut the fuck up and put the mask on. I do like that take. That's a good take.
Really interesting point that I thought was interesting. We got to get to the ending of the match because Roman Reigns was down in the ring and the Usos came in to...
That actually was, good point. That was the most extreme part of the whole pay-per-view, was when they went into the crowd. I was actually worried for their safety. I was like, oh shit, they're going to contract COVID out there, man. Balor, you get your mask on. Make the audience put masks on. I think you actually, I don't know if WWE is doing, I know AEW did it when they did a big event here, is they made everybody show their vaccination cards to get in. So I don't know if that was the case here. Get vaccinated. All right. This was absurd. This moment out here was some of the Usos did not want to take bumps for shit. Finn like touched this guy and sent him into the barricade, and then he collapsed on the ground like he had been shot with a gun. It was ridiculously stupid. A horrible spot.
Interrupt and help their cousin retain the championship because that's all they do. But it didn't phase the demon. Finn Balor was beating them back up, both of them by himself, and then that's when Roman Reigns speared him into the barricade, and everyone...
All right, this is like the most overused spot in WWE and totally lame. Like, how many times have we seen the spear into the barricade? And the first time it happened, shit was fire. It was like, oh my God, this fucking destroyed him. When Charlotte did it, it was amazing. At this point, it was like the 20th fucking time that we've seen this spot. It was like, and you could tell when he's like, you can tell the spot that they're going to go through because it's all like set up. It's totally set up. And Balor goes over there and he's like, all right, Roman, spear me through the fucking barricade. It's like set up so nobody gets hurt. It's perfectly safe. It's a ginger bump. It's perfectly fine. And it's really boring.
Was down on the ground. You had the Usos at the announcer's table on the ground. You had Roman Reigns on the ground. You had Finn Balor on the ground. And then the funniest
This dude's so excited by dudes on the ground. He's fucking, yeah. So this is dumb. And this is where it starts really going. This is where the match jumps the shark. Finn Balor's music starts playing and he starts writhing around on the ground like a fucking fish. Weird as shit. Very, very awkward.
It was honestly the dumbest thing, but it was so funny at the same time, and it kind of got me hyped for whatever reason. You just see Finn Balor.
Yes, straight up. I do agree that this was stupid, but this is what I like about Extreme Rules, and this was what was missing from the rest of the night. So most of the night was just like lame wrestling with no Extreme Rules. At least this was approaching the insanity that was Extreme Rules 2020. And we're going to get to Extreme Rules 2020 because that was fucking off the hook. I actually watch Extreme Rules 2020 every Halloween now. It's part of my tradition, and it will be for the rest of my life because it is the most stupid, greatest wrestling pay-per-view I've ever seen. It's not the best, but it is the dumbest to the point where it is enjoyable to watch because of just all the bad decisions were made. And this is a bad decision, but it is so bad that it's actually entertaining at this point. The ending, not so much. But right here, I was kind of getting behind it. I'm like, this is dumb as fuck. They are playing his theme song. If you don't know, in wrestling, they play a theme song at the start of the match, at the end of the match. You don't play it in the middle of the match. Here we're in the middle of the match, and we're playing the music, because who gives a fuck at this point? And Finn's got some epic music, so it's really weird. It's going off. He's flopping on the ground. The lights go red. Everything's weird. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Clearly, they're on some weird shit. And I was riveted at this point. This part was fascinating.
There's little red lights coming on and off. You hear a heartbeat, and you hear Michael Cole saying, "That's the demon's heartbeat." And Finn Balor is literally doing the most awkward little, like, I don't even know what to call it. He was twitching. His arms were flaring back. It was...
He was getting paid is what he was doing. He was told to do this, and it was time to get paid. That's what was up. So he was doing his job. He was doing his job. He was doing what creative told him. I don't know. Finn Balor, if you don't know, has a very long and prestigious career. Before he came to the WWE, Finn Balor was big shit in New Japan. He was a top guy, and he should be in this company. But they do dumb shit with him like this, and they kind of destroy him. And at the end of this match, they do bury the demon to the point where I don't think anyone's ever going to take this shit seriously again.
Confusing. It was weird, but it was also cool at the same time. He kind of had some life in him out of nowhere. I was like, what in the world is happening? He put Roman Reigns through a table by hitting him with a dropkick. And
oh, he forgot all right, speaking of going through tables, he forgot my favorite part of the match. And that's before all this happened. My favorite call on commentary was one cheek bare ass through a table is what they said on commentary. Roman Reigns picks Finn up in a very awkward way by his tights and exposes one of his ass cheeks and puts him through a table. And on commentary, the call is one cheek bare ass through a table, which you just know came from Vince McMahon himself. He'll do that. He'll get in their ears and tell them what to say, and that sounds like the voice of Vince McMahon, my friends.
Roman Reigns jumped in the air. This was honestly the absolute funniest thing I have ever seen in a main event match, but I was low-key digging it. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was funny.
All right, so here at this point, Finn is setting up for the win. Yeah, right? He goes from the founder of the Bullet Club to this low. Oh my God. And yeah, that definitely was Vince. One cheek bare ass through the table. Oh my God. Like, it's one thing that the camera goes, and they replayed it, of course. It's like, this guy, the Bullet Club was like the biggest thing. You know someone in your town that owns a Bullet Club t-shirt. They don't even watch wrestling. It was that big. And this is his spot. So he goes up to the top rope. He's going to land on Roman with both of his feet, pin him 1, 2, 3. He's going to be the champion. Wrestling's going to be great again. WWE is going to be worth watching. That's what the fans were thinking. It's not what we get.
But it was cool at the same time. And that is when I actually had a very tiny piece of hope that Roman Reigns might actually win.
We all did. We all had hope. And I believe what he says here is that Finn might win. He misspoke. He might love Roman Reigns. I know a lot of people like Roman Reigns, but at this point, he's the bad guy, though. Okay, he's the heel. That's the face up there. That's the guy the audience wants. His fucking music is playing. The lights have gone red. He's painted himself up like a demon tonight. He doesn't normally do that. He's come out here in all of his fineries. He's been back there. They've been airbrushing him or whatever the fuck they do to get that demon paint on him. They got an artist back there. They pay him a couple $100. I always wonder about that. How does he get the paint on him? Someone else has to do it. It's like a whole procedure. Anyways, he's up there. He's going to win. Any fucking audience member right now is pumped to see Finn win. That's what we've come to fucking, after a night of bullshit, by the way. Total bullshit. This pay-per-view has fucking sucked at this point. There has been nothing worth watching. Everything has been bullshit after bullshit. Nothing extreme. Nothing good. Everything a disappointment. Botched interference. All kinds of just crap for like 2 hours. So when we get to this point, we're like, this is it. This is the reason why I've watched this. I'm going to watch something happen.
The Universal Championship. Like, I almost fell for it. I thought the guy was going to do.
No, everybody. The ring explodes. No, everybody. The ring explodes. You missed the ring exploding. So he goes up to the top, and I'm not even fucking with you. The ring explodes, and he falls down. Right? That's where we go.
Do it, and he got on the top turnbuckle, and then the turnbuckle or the top rope just, collapsed. It just broke off, and that is when everything took.
Yeah, intentional. This was rigged. So this was rigged to happen. This was the idea. They wrote this. They could have literally wrote anything. The WWE has more money than God. They have all the fucking money. They could literally do anything. Mike Tyson could have shown up and hit him. Anything could have happened. They have all the resources. The Rock could have shown up and given him a fucking rock bottom. Anything could have happened. They decided to do this. They decided to do this outcome. No, we know it's rigged. We just want it written well. This is not good.
A turn.
It gets worse.
Because what was the point of that? It makes literally zero sense why that top turnbuckle would break. Everyone was confused. Finn Balor was waiting on the top.
No, it's more than just the top turnbuckle breaking. Like there's an explosion. And not only is there an explosion, all right, and Finn falls down, and then he's pinned. Then I shit you not. And I don't think this guy's going to pick up on this, because as much as I respect this fellow, I don't know if he picks up all the subtleties. But I forget this guy's name back here from ECW. I know true fans are going to fucking hate me for that. Paul Heyman, sorry. He looks up to the sky. He looks up to the sky. And he's like, I don't know. The implication, and everyone's looking up to the sky like, I don't know. The implication at this point is that God did it. And that's been an angle before, by the way. Vince McMahon challenged God to a fight. They had a dance-off, actually. So it's not the first time that they brought God into the programming. And here he is again. I haven't followed since. I don't know what the payoff. I imagine there is no payoff to this. But here's what's great. Here's what's great about it, though. And here's when it kind of went back into good for me. And you might not like me for this, but this is how I am. And it's just the irony of it. It's nothing against God. It's just that they wrote this. They know that Roman Reigns is the heel. He's the bad guy. And they know that Finn Balor is the face, the good guy. And then they set it up to be God who took him down. The demon, I guess. So the audience is now booing God. I shit you not. The audience is booing God, whether intentionally or unintentionally. We have set up God to be the heel, and now the audience is booing. If they're just booing the finish, they might be. Maybe they didn't put it together. It's not conscience. It's not a conscious decision. But yes, the end of this match is the audience booing God. A resounding fuck you to God. And I'm like, okay, it's actually kind of brilliant at this point. Like on a different level. Not on a good writing level, but just on like a holy shit, he just got an arena to boo God. That's something else. It's certainly something new.
Turnbuckle waiting for it to break, and I was like, oh my god, this looks so bad. And why did it break? That's the better question. Why did that thing break? No one will ever understand or know the reason.
Maybe it's
it's
God.
Basically the same thing that happened back with Kevin Owens in the pilot. We just never found out, and that's honestly what happened here, and I hate that a lot. It was ridiculous. Roman Reigns won the match 1, 2, 3, and they kind of just they ignored it. Like Michael Cole was saying, like, what happened, but they kind of ignored it, and I don't think they're going to talk about it in the future because you can't really explain how stupid that ending was. And
I think they might even I don't know. It was really implied to me it was God. It wasn't like an F you God chant. No, just boos. But then these guys were all like looking at the sky and pointing up, to the big man in the sky or whatever. Like they were clearly, and the boos were coming in. So I don't know, man. I don't know. What did they think the audience was going to do? What did they think the audience was going to do? Cheer? Cheer for the fucking heels who are pointing up to the sky and thanking God for their win? You do know what the audience is going to do. They've been writing for their audience for years and years and years now. They know who they're going to boo and who they're going to cheer at. And when they don't have the right response, they correct it on audio. So if they wanted cheers, they would have pumped that shit in. They wanted boos on the big man. Crazy. Insane.
Really shows you though that the ending is the most important part of the pay-per-view, because had Finn Balor won this match looking like a beast like this, honestly, it would have been a good ending. I would have been like, wow, they actually pulled the trigger. This is such a plot twist.
100% Finn Balor should have won this match. 100%. Something should have mattered about this pay-per-view. Like, the WWE pay-per-views just don't matter. They don't matter. Nobody gives a shit and it doesn't matter. It's all about the spectacle and it's not about the story at all and it doesn't matter. Watching AEW pay-per-views has been such a fucking night and day for me. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous how much storytelling there is and how much it matters what happens in them.
Finn Balor looked great. That ending was epic. He just had all this burst of energy, but no, they went with a confusing, weird, non-logical ending, and now I'm sitting here wondering why I even watched and spent my time watching this pay-per-view. So, at the end of the day, I think because of this main event, this entire pay-per-view was stupid. It was a big waste of time. I'm going to talk more about the other matches, but this Roman Reigns and Finn Balor match that had potential became a complete disaster, and I was not a fan of it. I don't know what happened. We will see.
I don't know what happened to this guy thinking that this was going to be good. Like, I don't even know how the fuck you hold out hope on this kind of shit. Like, I was watching this and I knew this shit was going to be bad. I was hoping it was going to be worse. After watching Extreme Rules 2020, I had high hopes that this was going to be disastrous and that I was going to enjoy it. This match, actually the ending came close to being as bad as 2020 was. And so I was excited. I was like, all right, but I was kind of sad it was over. I wanted the whole night to be on that level of bad. Like, that's what I was looking for. And we'll get into 2020, but yeah, that's what I was going for. And boy. I mean, the rest of the night was just boring as shit. This guy had to lead with the main event because the rest of the shit he's going to talk about ain't even exciting. It's like just total bullshit. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to fucking go through it because it was shit. Like, it's not even worth talking about. That was clearly the shit that anyone would give a crap about. And the other matches were just, you were just biding time until you got to this one, and then you were just let down. So here, let's get to my favorite one. This is my Halloween tradition. Now, the whole thing is extra awkward and fun because it's shot during quarantine. So instead of an audience here, what you have is like wrestlers who are from like other stables, like NXT and stuff, like lesser wrestlers, like not like big stars or anything, but like the jobbers and whatnot are out there behind the grass. You know, some major NXT stars, you can tell they're all wearing masks and stuff, so you don't really know who they are, but some of them are a dead giveaway. So that's kind of fun, and it kind of has this weird, awkward, like Fight Club atmosphere, and that kind of really feeds into the worst moments of the show and kind of makes them more entertaining. In that there's not a crowd response. It's just like all these crazy wrestlers on the outside kind of going nuts and slamming on these plastic barricades that keep them separated from the performers. So it's a really weird atmosphere, and that just makes it all the more awkward and terribly good. Here is where we turn. So those matches were actually pretty good, but here is where we really start turning to terrible. Now, believe it or not, this is in the middle of the fucking pay-per-view. This is the eye for an eye match. Now, this match, I believe, actually took its inspiration from AEW, who also had an eye for an eye match. Before this happened, they had an eye for an eye match. It was before quarantine. And then I guess WWE writers thought, hey, that sounds great. We'll do the actual eye for an eye match. Over in AEW, no one actually removed anyone's eye. It was two guys who had injured each other's eyes, and they were just fighting with eye patches on. Not a big deal. It was actually a good match, a good story over in AEW. Here, the story is they start this match and the announcer says the rules of this match are the winner will be the first to remove the other wrestler's eye. And it's about as awkward as I just said it. That's how he announces this fucking match. It is unfucking real. And yeah, okay, we're getting news here. MVP got the belt because whoever couldn't defend. So totally non-match. But yes, whoever removes the other wrestler's eye will be declared the winner. And so the story of this match is who is going to remove whose eye. Believe it or fucking not. The match is not bad. They're taking some serious bumps. Rey Mysterio is a great worker. There are some botches, but it's not awful. However, the finish is legendary because someone loses their eye. They actually play it out, people. They don't shy away from it. I mean, they don't do well with it. This has to rank up there as maybe top 10 most absurd match finishes you've ever seen. Easily. Easily. Love it. So yeah, the whole time they're trying to like grab different things to use to tear out each other's eyes. Yeah, they're trying to, the spot is you want to jam their face into the steps to remove, like somehow this has been determined to be the best way to remove someone's eyeball is to do it on the edge of the steps. And right here, this is the end of the match. He does remove Ray's eye. And this leads into my favorite sequence of the night, of course. So we remove the eye. He's reeling around the ground. Seth reacts as if he doesn't know what he's done. Oh no, I removed Ray's eye. How could I? I'm so disgusted with myself. And he goes and fake pukes. So he goes and fakes pukes. The camera comes around here and tries to catch a glimpse of Ray's eye, which we do get like a very small glimpse. Seth has puked. Oh my God. Now, we've skipped over my other favorite part, which is where we have to segue from a man having his eyeball removed on live TV to another match. So we cut to like a commercial, like a promo, like a sales pitch for something. We come back and the announcers are grave serious, dead serious. Like, well, folks, I don't know what we've seen here. That was very troubling. We hope that Ray doesn't have any permanent damage to his eye. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, they did know what the match stipulations were, but none of us could really know exactly how horrible that would be. Let's cut to the back with Bayley. And I said, oh, this is where my notes kick in. Because I said, oh my God, I can't believe they're going to cut to Bayley after this. How? Don't cut to Bayley, please. Please, Bayley, she's a good worker. She's a good wrestler. Don't have her segue from the fucking eye removal to the rest of the night. What are you going to do? So the interviewer is asking Bayley, what do you think of what we saw just there? And Bayley, dead serious. Well, I think it's very troubling, seeing that sort of thing. And my heart goes out to Ray and his family. And we're really concerned about him. I hope everything's all right. But he should have seen it coming. She's cracking jokes. And I'm loving it. Because out of anything they could have done and at anybody they could have tossed that to, having Bayley crack jokes at that moment, chef's kiss. So Dolph Ziggler's going to tell McIntyre what the rules are. And he was doing this in such a way that I low-key hoped that it was kind of like something sexual. I really hoped it was something kind of sexual, just to be that awkward. I wanted to go there. But what it ended up being was, it ended up being that he had extreme rules and McIntyre had normal rules. So this was actually, once again, not bad. And fitting with the night. Unlike 2021, Extreme Rules 2020 actually did feature Extreme Rules. It actually had some different rules to it. Someone lost their fucking eye. So this is the hope I had going into 2021 that was really dashed. Nobody lost their eye. And this is really a problem with every match that came after the Rey Mysterio match, was that no one, how do you top losing an eye? How do you top a man having his eye taken out on live TV? It's obviously fake, but that's where, if you're going to buy into this, if you're going to get into the headspace that a man just lost his eye, how are we having normal wrestling matches after this? Unless something else of that magnitude is, that's how you close. You don't put that in the middle. So right from that standpoint, we have a flawed event, and kind of beautifully so. And then this match, It's a shame. It's really a shame. Ziggler has concussions, you say? I'll believe it. I think he got one right there. Oh my God. But yeah, the way he was setting up this rules, man, he was like, they're going to be my rules, and we're going to do whatever I want to do to you. I'm going to do whatever I want to do to you, McIntyre. And I just swore it was going to be something sexual. I was so into it. I'm like, yeah, just let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go for it. I'm doing good. We're talking about wrestling. We'll talk about Marvel Strike Force in a little bit, and then I'll head out. Oh no. My hopes truly were dashed when no one lost an eye. Oh man. You know, Ziggler does wrestle like someone who has too many head concussions. I don't. All right. So now we have the main event. The main event is a cinema. This is probably the worst cinematic match that they did. They did a couple great cinematic matches during quarantine that everybody loved. This is not one of them. Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman, and it should have been good. Ended up being a total disaster. So awful. So awful. Just cringe. Just amazingly cringe. Oh my God. And this is really the cream of the crop. I mean, this is why I watch it every year, is for this. This is so ridiculous. The eye versus an eye. Yeah, they're setting them on fire. Weird moments with Alexa Bliss. It's got it all, people. And I think that this, he sends him for a little ride on a boat. I mean, just this shit that happens in this match is like the dumbest shit you've ever seen. Let me see if it gets to my favorite part here. He's trying to drown him. When they fight in the gazebo, I'm waiting to see if they show him fight in the gazebo. I feel like they're not going to show him fight. They actually have a little wrestling match in a gazebo. It's beautiful. Oh, at some point they have Braun Strowman, like face down Braun Strowman. And I swear, I thought we were going to see Braun Strowman kick his own ass. That would have been worth watching. We didn't get to see that. Yeah, I enjoyed the little boat ride. Oh, another great thing about this cinematic match is that they keep on putting in like random bits of like nature photography. They'll be like wrestling a little bit, and then they'll be like nature photography, and wrestling a little bit, and a gazebo fight, and then some nature photography. It's ridiculous. And then they have like this fake out ending where actually they actually flash like the ending, like copyrights and stuff, and then we come back, and it's so cheesy and stupid that it's actually brilliant. And this is what I hoped that 2021 would be, and it wasn't. I was really let down by 2021 because of the heights that we went to with 2020, how bad it was. So either WWE, get your shit together and make actual wrestling pay-per-views that matter, or please give me more of this glorious schlock that you did back in 2020, where at least it's memorable to the point where I can talk about it online. If you'd like to hear more of me talking about wrestling online, make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below, and Gravediggers, keep digging.